ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் சிஸ்டம் சாஃப்ட்வேரில் ஏப்ரல் 2014 உடைய யூனிவர்சிட்டி கொஸ்டின் ஆன்சர் பார்த்துட்ருக்கோம். அதில் பார்ட் பியில் ஃபஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் த அனலைசிஸ் பேசஸ் ஆஃப் கம்பைலர் symbol table. It is a data structure being used and maintained by the compiler. Consists of all the identifiers name along with the types. It helps compiler to function smoothly by finding the identifiers quickly. The compiler has two modules, namely front end and back end. Front end constitutes of the lexical analyzer, semantic analyzer, syntax analysis and intermediate code generator, and the rest of the assembled from the back end. First one is lexical analyzer. It reads the program and converts it into the tokens. It converts systems of the lexicons into a system of tokens. Tokens are defined by the regular expressions which are understood by the lexical analyzer. It also remove white spaces and comments. Second one is syntax analyzer. It is sometimes called as parser. It constructs the parse tree. It takes all the tokens one by one and user context free grammar to construct the parse tree. The rules of programming can be entirely represented in some few predictions. Using the predictions, we can represent what the program actually is. The input has to be checked whether it is the desired format or not. Syntax error can be detected at this level if the input is in accordance with the grammar. Parse tree, semantic analysis, semantically verified parse tree. The first one is semantic analysis. It verifies the parse tree whether it's meaningful or not. It furthermore produces a verified parse tree. It also does type checking, label checking and flow control checking. Second one is intermediate code generator. It generates intermediate code that is form which can be readily executed by machine. We have many popular intermediate codes. Example 3 address code etc. Intermediate code is converted to machine language using the last two phases which are platform dependent. Third one is code optimizer. It transforms the code so that it consumes fewer resources and produces more speed. The meaning of the code being transformed is not altered. Optimization can be categorized into two types, machine dependent and machine independent. Fourth one is target code generator. The main purpose of target code generator is to write a code the machine can understand and also register allocation, instruction selection, etc. The output is dependent on the type of assembler. This is the final stage of compilation. Second 5-mark question, write notes on assembler directories. Assembler directories supply data to the program and control the assembly process. Assembler directories enable you do the following: assemble code and data into specified sections, reserve space in memory and initialize variables, control the appearance of listing, initialize memory, assemble conditional blocks, define global variables, specify libraries from which the assembler can obtain macros. Besides the assembler directories documented here, MSP 430 software tools support the following directories. Macro directories are discussed. The C compiler uses directories for symbolic debugging. Unlike other directories, symbolic debugging directories are not used in most assembly language programs. Directories that define sections. These directories associate portions of an assembly language program with the appropriate sections. The .bss directory reserves space in the BSS sections for uninitialized variables. The .data directory identifies portions of code in the .data section. The .data section usually contains initialized data. The INTVEC directive creates an interrupt vector entry that points to an interrupt routine name. The .retain directory can be used to indicate that the current or specified section must be included in the linked output. Thus, even if no other section included in the link references the current or specified sections, it's still included in the link. The SCCT directive defines an initialized name section and associates subsequent code or data with the section. A section defined with the contained code or data. The .text directory identifies program of code in the .text sections. The .text section usually contains executable code. The usect directory reserve space is an uninitialized name section. The .usect directory is similar to the .bss directory, but it also used to reserve space separately from the .bss sections. These are called assembler directories. Third one is explain the concept of hash table organization with its advantage and disadvantage. In computing, hash table or hash map is a data structure that implements an associative array abstract data type, a structure that can map keys to values. A hash table uses hash functions to compute an index into an array buckets or slots from which the desired value can be found. Ideally, the hash function will assign each key to a unique bucket, but most hash table designs employ an imperfect hash functions, which might cause hash collisions where the hash function generates the same index for more than one key. Such collisions must be accommodated in some way. In a well-dimensioned hash table, the average cost number of instructions for each lookup is independent of the number of elements stored in the table. Many hash table design also allow arbitrary insertion and deletions of key value as amortize constant average cost per operation. In many situations, hash table turn out to be an average more efficient than search tree or any other table lookup structure. For this reason, they are widely used in many kinds of computer software, particularly for associate array databases, indexing, caching sets. Advantage: the main advantage of hash tables over other table data structure is speed. This advantage is more apparent when the number of entries is large. Hash tables are particularly efficient when the maximum number of entries can be predicated in advance. If the set of key value pairs is fixed and known ahead of time, so insertion and deletions are not allowed. One may reduce the average lookup cost. Be very careful choice of the hash function, buckets, table size, and internal data structures in particular. One may be able to devise hash function that is collision free or even perfect. In this case, the key drawback of the hash table: although operations on hash table consist time and the average, the cost of good hash functions can be significantly higher than in a loop. For certain string processing applications such as spell checking, hash tables may be less efficient than trees. Finite automata or Judy arrays also if there are not too many possible keys to store. Comparisons order such tree have lookup and insertion cost proportional to log of n, but allow finding a nearest key at about the same cost and ordered enumeration of all the entries at constant cost per entry. Although the average cost per operation is constant and fairly small, the cost of single operations may be quite high. In particular, in the hash table uses dynamic resizing and insertion or deletion operation may occasionally take time proportional to the number of entries. This may be serious for drawback in real time or interactive applications. Next questions: construct an operator precedence table for the grammar and string. A grammar that satisfies the following two conditions is called as operator precedence grammar. There exists no production rule which contains on is RHS. There exists no production rule which contains two non-terminal adjacent to each other on is RHS. It represents small class of grammar, but it is an important class because of the widespread applications. Operator precedence parser: a parser that reads and understands an operator precedence grammar is called as operator precedence parser. Designing operator precedence parser: in operator precedence parsing, firstly we define precedence relation between every pair of terminal symbols. Secondly, we construct an operator precedence table defining precedence relation. The precedence relations are defined using the following rules. Rule 1: if precedence of B is higher than precedence of A, then we define A less than B. If precedence of B is same as the precedence of A, then we define A equal to B. If precedence of B is lower than precedence of A, then we define A greater than B. Rule 2. An identifier is always given the higher precedence than any other symbol. Dollar symbol is also given the lowest precedence. Rule 3. If two operators have the same procedures, then we go by checking their associativity. Next question. Explain how static and dynamic storage allocation done in compilers. Resources are always premium. We have strived to achieve better utilization of resources at all times. That is premise of our programs. Related to its pursuit is the concept of memory allocation. Memory has to be allocated to the variables that we create so that actual variables can be brought to existence. Now there is constraint as we think it happens and how it is actually happens. How computer creates variable. When we think of create something, we think of create something from the very scratch. While this is not what actually happens when the computer creates a variable x to the computer is more like an allocation. The computer just assign a memory cell from a lot of free existing memory cells to x. Static memory allocations. When we declare variables, we actually are preparing all the variables that will be used, so the compiler knows that the variable being used is actually an important part of the program that the user wants and not just a regular symbol floating around. Next question. Explain the concept of program relocatability. A relocatable program is the one that can be read into memory at any address and executed without modification. This mainly means using relative offset for data, access and jump instructions. If this is easy possible is based on the type of architecture, the size of the address space and the size of the program. Shared libraries of each executables are similar to, for the sake of this discussion, are often relocatable, but in a way that requires a little processing. They contain a mapping of assets in the binary to the location and a list of the assets that the binary needs but does not have. Simplistically, when loading, the dynamic linker changes this mapping to point to asset in the other dependent binaries that are also loaded. As for it having an entrance address after compiling, this is architecture and linker dependent. For a modern dynamically linked program, the address of the first instructions to execute encoded in the metadata contained in the binary and is often called stub in the dynamic linker. For binaries that are not stored in a specific format that contains structured metadata, the first instructions to execute is standardized and can often be just the first address the binary was loaded into memory at. Next question. Explain how linking for overlay done in linkers. In a general computing sense, overlaying means the process of transferring a block of program code or that data into main memory, replacing what is already stored. Overlaying is a programming method that allows program to be larger than the computer main memory. An embedded system would normally use overlay because of the limitations of physical memory, which is internal memory of a system on chip, and lack of virtual memory facilities. Constructing an overlay program involves manually dividing a program into self-contained object code blocks called overlay. Near three structures, sibling segment, those at the same depth level share the same memory, called overlay region or destination region. A overlay manager, either part of the operating systems or part of the overlay programs, loads the required overlay from external memory into a destination region when it is needed. Offer linkers provide support for overlay. The following example show the control statements and that instruct OS 360 linkage editor to link an overlay program. Includes system. lib mod 1 includes stellar mod 2 overlay include for 5 conditions of the overlay AA and overlay BB. These conditions include root segment mode 1 mode 2, next one overlay mode 3, overlay வந்து mode 7, அடுத்து வந்து next வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா overlay வந்து AA overlay AB mod 4 5 and 6. These statements are defined a tree consisting of the permanently resident segment called the root, two overlays AB which will loaded following the end of the mode 2. Overlay A itself consists of two overlay segments AA and AB at the execution time. Overlay A and B both utilize the same memory locations. AA and AB will both utilize the same locations the end of the mod 3. All the segment between the root and given overlay segment called a path.